Hi, my name is Grayton. I'm 18 years old, and this is my story. Growing up, kind of always in and out of church. My family was super loving, but we weren't necessarily in church every week, and when we did go, I always enjoyed it. But really, I found my validation through sports growing up. Whether it was this sport or that sport, I always thought I had to be the best and push myself harder each and every day to do that, until I realized that it wasn't always going to be that way. And oftentimes my bubble would be bursted, and then I'd move on to the next thing. Left feeling lonely and lost. Then I got to high school. I saw freshman year, there was a story out that there was Young Life Club on Monday. I didn't really know what it was. I just kind of had a small background of it and knew a lot of cool people were going. So I figured I'd go check it out, say hi, have a good time, and that's about it. Through that, I went pretty much all of my freshman year. Going into my junior year, I was pretty involved with Young Life. Got a new leader, Blaze, pretty cool guy. He kind of guided me. One random day in February, I sent him a text and asked if he was going to church that weekend. He said, of course, DCC every Sunday, be there. And from then on out, I started going every week with him. Summertime came, had a super busy summer. Young Life Camp was the first week of June, and it didn't look like I was going to go until my leaders reached out and said there was one spot left if I wanted it. I was across the country. It didn't really look like I was going to make it back. Had to change flights, and very last minute, hop on one, come back just for a chance to make the bus the next morning. But that's what we did. I felt like there was a voice calling me to come back, and there was a reason I was supposed to be there, which I found out later that week when me and Blaze sat down for our one-on-one. And we just kind of talked through the last couple months from February to June on what my life was changing into and where it was leading. During that conversation, he asked me if I was ready, and I said, ready for what? He said, ready to dedicate your life to Christ. And I said, of course. He prayed over me. We talked about what was going to come the next couple months and couple years over my life. I didn't have a very typical senior year this past year where I graduated early, moved to Utah, and found myself starting a new life. Then I wasn't really sure why, but God was calling me back home. I thought it was to run. Clearly that wasn't the case as I came back, and 2 weeks later I had a partial tear in my hip flexor. Even though in the past that would have rocked my world and I would have been upset and lost, not really sure what to do next because sports were my life and that was everything. I found peace in that there is something else that is more for me, and there is a reason that maybe I'm not running at this college or that college, but I'm going to this school because there's this thing waiting for me there. And there's not much more that I know about what's to come, but God knows it all, and I'm just following that path faithfully. My name's Grayton, and I'm getting baptized today as a declaration that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior.